They don't build them like they used to. That's what I was thinking as I was walking up to this property that's been placed on the National Register of Historic Places by the United States Department of the Interior. And this would be the Conrad Mansion Museum here in beautiful Kalispell, Montana. And the mansion was built in 1895 as the home of Mr. and Mrs. Charles Conrad. Conrad was a prominent Missouri River freighter, trader, and pioneer during the Gold Rush and the Indian Wars, and later founded the city of Kalispell. The mansion has 23 rooms and was designed by Kirtland Cutter, foremost Spokane architect of the time. In '75, it was donated to the city of Kalispell by daughter Alicia Campbell, has been restored to all of its Victorian elegance and open to the public for tours. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to give you a tour on this beautiful July summer day, and I'll start with walking you through the beautifully landscaped garden. And the restoration on this began in April 1976, the restoration of the garden, I should say, when not a trace of a gravel path was evident anywhere on the grounds. By using old photos, the original rock edging was located and uncovered, showing the pathway locations buried under approximately 3 inches of topsoil and overgrown by hundreds of trees. A jungle of maple, cottonwood, mountain ash, and choke cherry growth, some up to 14 inches in diameter. The trees and undergrowth were removed, the roots and stumps cleared out by heavy equipment, and the pathways excavated and backfilled with gravel. The present metal edging was used mainly because of maintenance necessity. So, look at this. Boy, what a property. And this is where Kalispell began. Right here. I don't know the actual address, but before going on inside, I'll take you for a nice walk through the grounds. Very nice. This is one of those properties or amenities or attractions, if you will, of a city that is often just overlooked by the locals. They'll drive by it every day, and I'd be willing to bet that if you went to the local high school or shopping mall and asked how many had actually taken the time to take a tour through this mansion, such as I'm doing today, it wouldn't surprise me if not many people have actually done that. But as I'm walking through here, there's almost nobody here. Probably go inside and find myself having the mansion all to myself. Wow. Look at that. Give you a nice view of the front. I'm assuming this would be the front. 3 stories. Probably show you the porch. Look at this porch. When I was a young boy growing up on the shores of Lake Erie, we used to all have porches, and that was the thing to do during the summer. Sit on the porch and play games and talk well into the night. I'm sure my friend Etal in, where is it, Sweden, is probably just really appreciating this. Looks like they're doing work on it. What an expansive property. They've got a drip system in here now. And I wonder how they watered all this before. Wow. It says when restoration of the landscape of the back door area was commenced in '76, no trace of a traffic loop or shrubbery bed was visible. No picture was available, but Alicia Conrad Campbell had spoken of the alternative carriage drive. One stone of the shrubbery bed was located, leading to unearthing of the entire massive stone edging and thus the traffic circle. As you look at this, coming over. Not quite sure what that is. Maybe it's the police. Hopefully they're not looking for me. They're flying my drone around where I wasn't supposed to. That brings us right around to the back, up onto the porch. All right, so let's go and let's go take a tour through the inside of this wonderful mansion. I bet it's gorgeous inside. Well, I've made it inside, and boy, talk about first impressions. Look at this. What a mansion. So I'm just gonna walk through and share with you what I'm able to. God rest you, merry gentlemen, let nothing ye dismay, for Jesus Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day. Boy, I wonder where they put the Christmas tree in here. So when I came in, the wonderful lady that greeted me, she gave me some information about the mansion. I think it was started in 1892 and finished in 1895. And the owner of this was the founder of none other than Kalispell. He founded, this was the home of the city founder, and it was donated to the city by the daughter, and she was a bit of a hoarder, I was told, and so most of the furnishings in here are the original. Isn't that something? So I'll just I'll just kind of walk through and share with you what I'm able to. This is the music room, and Mrs. Conrad was fluent in French, as I recall. And I believe the size of this home, if I'm not mistaken, I think she said that the size of the home is 15,000 square feet. That is a lot of dusting. So we'll go in here. This is the library. In here, look at that desk. Wow. Look at that. And that typewriter. Isn't that something? Look at that typewriter. The Oliver typewriter. Boy, and the keys. Look at that. Wow. Mr. Conrad's office, his leather top desk. Look out A large front window to see the dry stone wall that surrounds the property and lines the other side of the street. I bet he just sat here at his desk watching the kids. Isn't that something? And over here, look at this. The Edison dictating machine. Wow. Isn't that something? Boy, quite a preservation. Well over 100 years old. That's something. Over here you have the dining room. You got six settings there, 6 table settings. That's if you were Mr. Conrad, this is the view that you would see past the butter. Actually, there's 7 table settings if you count the little crib right there. And there's a fruit punch, or a fruit punch bowl, I should say. It says the original rock flooring and walls. Look at this place setting. And we'll go into the kitchen. Look at this. Very nice. This is the butler's pantry. How could they not? How could they not have a butler? And serve the meal right through there. Here's the kitchen. Boy, it's like I have this whole place to myself. Wow. There's a pie in the oven. Probably a black, or what is it, what's the big berry they have here? Maybe it's a cherry pie. Aluminum icebox from 1910. There's your refrigerator. People would come down here in the middle of the night in their bathrobe and just open this up and kind of raid the fridge. Look at the phone. Here's all the keys. You can see that. Alright, so now we'll go to the second second floor. This would be the first room up on the second floor, the nursery. Look at this. Very cute room. There's your radiator heater. I think I'm the only one here. There's a picture of some buffalo roaming. This is the gray bedroom. This would be the guest bedroom. What a nice place Kalispell is. Here's the antique bedroom. This is another guest bedroom. Right here. There's breakfast in bed. Boy, what interesting times. Another desk. I don't know how many bedrooms this home has, including the nursery. That was 3. Anxious to see the master bedroom. This is another guest room. Look at that bed. Alicia, Timmy, Vic. Here would be the bathroom. Here's your toilet. This is the trunk. They would call this the trunk room. And look at that trunk. Quite the setup. There's your billiards. The buffalo up on the wall. Another bathroom here. could take an awfully nice bath in that. This is Catherine's room. Must have been Mrs. Conrad. Not a very big bed. Look at that. And a sunken closet. This must be the master bathroom, I would think. Look at the stained glass on the doors. There's another sunken closet. Like stepping back in time. This is the blue bedroom, Alice Conrad Campbell's room. Alright, I think now we'll find our way up to the third floor. Alright, and here would be the third floor. Looks like the attic, if you will. Maybe they did some sewing up here. There's your guns. That's a Colt Lightning rifle, Spanish Mauser rifle from the Spanish-American War. Oh, this is the laundry room. Here's your electric washer. These were the maids of the Conrad mansion. Taxidermy display room. Look at this guy just hanging out. Or maybe it's a girl, I don't know. No, I don't think girls had antlers. Maybe they do. doll set for the girls. Look at that. A cooking set for the little girls. That's the Junior Polly Dyed Forge cooking set, just like Mom's. 3 griddles, 3 skillets, 2 roasting dishes, a baking dish, a sizzling platter, a Dutch oven, and a deep fryer. Conrad National Bank. I remember when I was a little kid going up to the bank and you'd make a deposit and they'd pull out a little card. Wow. This is the Sky office. Look at that. There's your grizzly. Wow. Talk about a bearskin rug. Alright, that was just about the tour. There's the sled. Imagine carrying that up and down the steps. That's a flexible flyer. Here's a dollhouse that looks like the mansion itself. This. Sewing room. Well, I think I was able to share it all with you. Here's the saddle. Some skis. Alright folks, we enjoyed the children's playroom. How could I forget the children's playroom? It's actually easy to forget. There's so many rooms here. Look at that. Alright, so there's your slice of Americana. And the tour of the home of the founder of Kalispell. Have a great day. Okay, so on my way out, this lovely lady wanted to point out a lovely feature here in the hallway. Your name is?
Natasha.
Natasha?
Yes.
Hi, Natasha. You must be one of the experts about this.
I do my best.
You do your best. So what are you going to show us?
Well, so this space was for Maria Conrad and Catherine Stanford. They are the mothers of Mr. and Mrs. Conrad, and so they designed this whole space. And as their granddaughter was 2 years old when they moved in, over her lifetime they would develop what is known as the grandmother's mailboxes. So
okay.
Alicia can write notes to them. This is an actual note she wrote with some real stitch work here. My dear grandma, I did this all myself for you. Lovingly, Alicia.
Wow.
And then she puts
And was Alicia the one that donated the home?
Yes, that's the one.
Uh-huh.
So then she puts it in the panel, waits a little bit, and then she always got something back, like a thank you note or gift. But she, of course, preferred sweets.
Wow, look at that. Now, are you ever tempted to take one of those?
Every day, but they're fake, sadly.
Yeah?
If they weren't fake, they'd be gone.
Oh, okay. If they weren't fake, they'd be gone. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Very, very much. And this
and we
is the
end
gift
just like
shop. And
Disneyland.
yeah, this is the gift shop. Very nice. And this is the exit.
Right there.
Thank you very, very much. What a beautiful place. All right. So have a wonderful day, okay?
You too.
Thank you.